Super Mayhem.
Disclaimer warning. All actions in this video are done by a trained professional for entertainment purposes. Do not try this at home, under any circumstances. It may result in harm and possible legal repercussions. We are not responsible for anything. If you don't agree with these terms, close this video.
I'm Timmy Knoxville and welcome to Super Mayhem.
Kids today are too safe. Young'uns are getting sick from over-sterilised rooms, vaccines are through the roof, people are worried about lung cancer from the smallest waft of smoke. Back in my day we had adventures and we lived on the edge. Not like nowadays. Back then we blew stuff up for fun. We shot lasers at cars, had bonfires, rode bikes, and even skateboarded without helmets. This is a dedication to those memories. This is a dedication to mayhem. So sit back, relax, smash that thumbs up button, and enjoy as I reminisce about stuff I did as a kid you can't do now. Smoke bombs were always a classic, and a simple one is actually easy to make and won't require any hard to find materials. The ping pong ball method was one of my first introductions to some mischief. To get these started, all you need is a ping pong ball and a sheet of aluminium foil. Simply roll out a bit of the al foil, wrap the ball in a layer or two, fashion a handle, ignite and stand back. The results are surprisingly good, especially in a smaller space. If you want to take these to the next level, then cut up some ping pong balls and use the bits to form a ball-like shape. Wrap it up and make a handle, and bam! You have some extra smoky action. Another diabolical combo is known as the saltpeter method, but it's a bit trickier and requires more preparation and is also now a controlled chemical. If you mix some potassium nitrate, also known as saltpeter, with some sugar and melt down the concoction over a low flame, you get a rather sticky goo that will harden when it cools. Whilst it is still malleable, you can place some match heads in the mix for some propellant to help it ignite. Once you light this mix, it will also make a super intense smoke bomb. I once severely burnt my thumb making a mixture like this though, so I wouldn't recommend it. However, this type of smoke bomb is much more potent and will smoke out an entire block with just a couple of grams. We cover more on the wonders of saltpeter a little later in this video. Sparklers seem innocent enough on their own. The bringers in of New Year, the party staple, and the pyromaniac's favourite over-the-counter flammable thing. Ah, the humble sparkler. Majestic. As a kid though, one isn't content with just lighting one and spinning it around in a circle and giggling. So what else can you do with them? Made from metal shavings and magnesium, sparklers are actually considered a firework, but are still luckily legal in Australia. They are readily available in most supermarkets and in what we call cheap shops, which are basically little stores with lots of random items in them, ranging from sparklers to rubber chickens and just about everything in between. Back in the day we used to break apart sparklers to form a kinda lumpy dust, and then we'd put the shavings in a cardboard roll. A toilet roll will work, but a cut-off material roll seems to work best. Then seal both ends with paper using a rubber band, and then put in a sparkler as a fuse. Voila! The shavings give you a real kick too. Light the beast and the result is this awesomely blinding sparkler fountain. Similar to some sweet fireworks. This stuff gets seriously hot though, so be careful where you place them. If you were to foolishly put this mixture in a glass bottle, the whole thing will go off with a blast, and shower glass everywhere, so I wouldn't recommend it. Gunpowder was first discovered in ancient China, around AD 850. Interestingly, alchemists were actually experimenting with life-lengthening elixirs, but instead discovered gunpowder. I'm sure there's some irony in there. Essentially, gunpowder requires 3 ingredients: potassium nitrate, also known as saltpeter, sulfur, and charcoal. Ideally, these ingredients are then put into a barrel and rolled around until you have a fine, even powder. When one is living better with chemistry, however, a small jar and a plastic spoon to mix it all up will kinda do the trick. Back before September 11th, you could still easily buy these required chemicals without a license, so naturally one could try making their own at home. Due to the lack of a barrel and proper materials, however, the stuff we made as a kid was kinda lumpy and didn't quite fire like real gunpowder would. But it would still be fun to carefully throw some on a fire, or just to make a line of it to burn and enjoy the sweet sulphury aroma. The classic lemon cannon as it's known in Australia. Sometimes referred to as a potato cannon, the aim of this device was to launch a projectile as far as possible. This one was able to shoot about 50 meters back in the day, when one had the perfect lemon that is. The mechanism is simple. Load your lemon or potato into the thin part of the chamber, spray some flammable deodorant or hairspray into the body of the cannon, seal the end, press the starter, and boom! Lemon goes bye-bye. This crude device is made from PVC piping, and glued or duct taped together so it hopefully doesn't explode. The starter itself is actually a gas stove oven starter switch. It creates a spark when the button is pushed, which ignites the fuel. I wouldn't recommend using a fuel that is oil-based, however. One time we used an oil-based propellant known as WD-40, and it made a massive bang when fired. In a world full of risky, it's probably a bit too risky. If the projectile is too large, it can cause problems too. One time a friend of mine fired with a lemon too large, and after a weird thump sound, flame shot out of the back end that screws up, and the lemon kind of thankfully rolled out of the barrel. Lucky for him the thing didn't explode. Firing this bad boy is all in all a bit risky, and I wouldn't even attempt it these days.
Oh, shit!
So there you have it, friends. A few dangerously fun things I did as a kid that you can't do now. Please remember this video is for entertainment purposes only, and should definitely not be tried at home. Don't make me show that disclaimer again. If you enjoyed this video though, please leave a comment below letting us know some of the crazy stuff you did as a kid. A thumbs up on this video greatly helps if you can, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new too. Anyway friends, I'll catch you soon.
Oh! I'm Timmy Knoxville and welcome to Super Mayhem. Oh. The bells, the bells, the bells.
A huge thanks to Jacob Clark for being our first Mayhem supporter. Without the likes of him, I wouldn't be running. If you want to join the team, please consider taking a look at our Patreon page in the description below, for your chance to get some exclusive behind the scenes looks at Super Mayhem, and even access to some sweet downloads.